We are visiting the caretaker of my client Nicole, and the caretaker is the grandmother. Her name's Mary.
For the past 20 plus years, we were just doing basic work release, and what we discovered were that women had all of these issues that were very different from the men that we were serving. And some of those issues involved their children.
Miss Rachel's here.
We decided to really find out more about what's going on. Most of the children were with a grandmother or a female relative, and there was no Department of Child Services connection. There was nothing besides grandma said, I will take the children. So what we did was we said, well, let's build a program around this. We worked with our national agency and developed the Look Up and Hope program. We have what we call our family coaches, and they are assigned to the families. Let's help mom to reunify with her children. Let's help grandma or the caregiver really try to have a stable household and prepare for mom coming home. And then also, how are the children doing? We did know that they were in danger of getting into the criminal justice system also, kind of following in the footsteps of their mothers.
I have one daughter, Nicole. I raised my daughter. She was polite and she was never disrespectful, and she went to school and she made good grades and she graduated, and now I'm raising kids that, oh my gosh, I'm just way too old for all of this. Nicole is an addict. She's been in jail and in prison since 2004. Her and her husband at the time I knew that they were dabbling in marijuana, and then they got into pills, and then it went to crack, heroin, alcohol. The last straw was I walked into their house and they were both asleep, passed out on the bed. Nathan was 5, Nicholas was 6 months, and Nathan was fixing him a can of ravioli. I collected the 2 kids and told them that was it. About a year later, she had Haley, and they've been with me ever since.
When I'm trying to think about my mom, my grandma is the only person I see.
She makes our family bond, like me, Haley, and Nathan.
These kids, they take a lot. It takes a whole lot. You know, Nathan has a lot of issues. He's really angry. I mean, angry. You know, it sucks. It sucks for them.
Me and my mom, I guess the relationship with me and her is getting better than what it used to be. Because it wasn't so much as, you know, like I hate you, I don't want to see you. It was more like I can't trust you because all these, you know, like all these promises that you used to make to me, you know, I promise I'll stay clean, or I promise I won't get in trouble, or, you know, I promise I'm not going to be gone all the time, and then it ended up happening, you know. I remember they had this thing, it was like a graduation for your 5th grade. That's what I kind of wish that my mom was there for. Not saying that I don't like Lori, I just wish that my mom was there. Birthday parties, definitely. Christmases or New Year's. There's so many that she's missed because she's gone. I think it's better that she's doing better. I just don't want to get my hopes up. You know, like I don't want to see this tunnel that's just perfect and then right at the end it gets ruined.
A mother's not supposed to bury her children. That's not how it goes. But I know that's the only call I've never got. I've got the call that she's in jail, I've got the call that she's been in the hospital, I got the call that she was raped. I don't want any more calls. I don't.
Since I was about 13, I've been addicted to pain medicine. I had a pretty rough childhood. My mom was an addict and an alcoholic, and she actually was an abusive mother, and my dad ended up getting me out of that relationship, and he got custody of me. When I was in high school is when the drugs got bad. After high school, I had a boyfriend that I lived with for 5 years, and I worked on and off, but I could never keep a job because of the drugs. I've been to a different halfway house. I've been to different like inpatient and outpatient rehab things, and none of them really worked. And then I had my daughter. One of the things that haunts me still to this day is that she had to be weaned off of pain medicine when she was born. So she had to stay in the hospital for a week and a half. While I was pregnant with my daughter, my mom died. She overdosed on methadone and Xanax. And then something kind of just hit me in a tailspin, and I went back to it, and I went back 10 times harder, and then that's when I went to jail. It's like a battle every day, because it's like when I was on the drugs, I was always happy. Well, I felt like I was always happy, and I deal with the pain, and I feel the pain now, but I know that it's going to be worth it, because in the long run, I'm going to be able to be with her instead of, you know, if I keep doing the drugs, I'm not. It's hard because in Christmas, I had a 4-hour pass, and I got to go home, and her dad actually dropped her off at my grandma's house, and we were all getting ready to sit down and eat, and I just kind of broke down because I didn't even know what my daughter liked to eat. You know, I didn't know what her favorite foods were. I don't know even what she liked to eat. So, and I just thought, what kind of mother am I that I don't even know what my child likes to eat? So I just, you know, I need to keep trying to stay in this program so I know what my daughter likes, you know.
My oldest son is 16. His name is Trevon. That's my baby. That's the love of my life. And he's went through a lot with me. The poor boy's loved me unconditionally through it all. You know, and I've been in and out of prison most of his life. This was actually my 6th time going to prison. I've never really raised him. My sister raised him. I have a 3-year-old daughter. I'm not really too sure what to think about her just yet, because I actually started getting locked up real bad, like right after her first birthday. So for the past 2 years, I've just really been in and out of her life. I haven't even really had the opportunity to bond with her. I grew up in a very violent, very dysfunctional, drug-induced family. When I was about 5 years old is when I took my first drink of beer. My dad gave me my first hit of marijuana when I was 11 years old. I was molested as a child for a few years. That went on for a while. I knew at some point that what this man was doing to me was wrong. But at the same time, he was my grandfather. He was the free babysitter. A lot of people they get it mistaken because they think we use the drugs, and really it's not we use the drugs use us. Even at times when I didn't want to get high, my body would crave it. So it wasn't even just about me wanting to do it. It's like I got to a point to where it just didn't feel right if I didn't. Even after all the things that I had been through in my life as a kid, I have to think being addicted to crack cocaine is probably what would have killed me. I was raped numerous times. At one point, I was raped so bad that a guy had me at his house and he raped me and beat me for 2 days. He stabbed me 6 times in my stomach, and I had over 1,000 stitches in my head. And he left me in a park for dead. That's not ever the person that I thought that I was going to be. I never imagined that my life was going to turn out to what it did. I've never been anywhere that the people cared about women being with their children like they do here.
Something very unique and very powerful that we do is we follow after you leave, and we are there as long as you need us for as much or as little help as you need, and it does work.
I feel lucky I'm alive and that I got the chance to come here.
I'm looking forward to my future. Right now, today, I really, really want to succeed.